like that, right? He said, but Layla don't know them. She don't agree with that, right? Huh? Everyone make a claim. That don't mean it's true. It's just a claim. Now, so they claim that, oh yeah, we're upon the Sunnah, we're upon the Sunnah. Is it true claim? No, it's not true. Why? Because how can you be upon the Sunnah, and if you ask, well, how did Abdullah bin Mas'ud understand that verse? You start to, squirm, you're trying to make excuses. Then what Sunnah are you upon? It ain't the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Because you wouldn't be in contradiction to what the Salaf were upon. It was the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Now what Sunnah are you talking about? You see? So you have to be careful now. Because everyone says Kitab was Sunnah. Sheikh Anjali, Hafidhullah Ta'ala, he says, Hatta Khomeini. He says, even Khomeini says Kitab was Sunnah. Even Khomeini. Now, the Sheikh, he says, ay Kitab, ay Sunnah. What Kitab is he talking about? What Sunnah is he talking about? Shi'i, Rafidi, saying Kitab is Sunnah. What Kitab are you talking about? What Sunnah are you talking about? It's not the Qur'an, not the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Now, so just because they claim Kitab was Sunnah, don't be fooled. How do you check them? What's your frame of reference? How do you cling to safety? By saying, upon the way of the Salaf, like the Salaf understood it? Now, like the Salaf understood it? The Sahaba, the way they understood it? And then you'll find the truth comes out. Now, in closing, inshallah, I'll give you a true story. We had many problems in New Jersey with some of the Ahnaf, the extreme, and the Muta'assib, the Muta'assib, subhanAllah. They were from the staunch, extreme, muqallidun, blind followers of the Hanafi madhab. Now, it was amazing to the extent of their blind following and their stubbornness. Even when a hadith and ayat were brought to them clear as day, it didn't matter. What do the Ahnaf say? That's all they want to hear about. And in this, in these, I don't want to say debate, because it wasn't a debate, but in these things, issues will come up, and you say, but the Prophet ﷺ said this, Allah Ta'ala said this, and they say, no, blah, blah, blah. It got to the point where I looked at the individual and said, subhanAllah, upon whose understanding do you understand the Qur'an and the Sunnah? Because we're bringing you ayat and ahadith that are clearly against what you're saying, are clearly against your opinion. You're clearly wrong. So in light of these ayat and ahadith, which clearly show you the error of your ways, upon whose understanding do you possibly understand these verses now? I was confused. Okay, I was utterly confused. This is how stubborn they were. That you can't understand them. Period. So I said, upon whose way do you understand these things right here? Because I don't understand you. How do you understand the Kitab and the Sunnah? You know what he said? He said, the way the Hanafi scholars tell us. I said, subhanAllah. Well, then there's no win. It's no win with individuals of this nature. But ala kullin, the shahid here is that what? The truth comes out. The truth comes out. Because even when he said the Hanafi scholars, he was a lie. He didn't mean Abu Hanifa. He didn't mean Abu Hanifa. He was lying about following Abu Hanifa. Even in that same conversation, I told him, I said, well, even Abu Hanifa says opposite of what you're saying. Even Abu Hanifa don't say what you're saying. You know what he said? Abu Hanifa ain't the only scholar of the Hanafi madhab. Oh, subhanallah. Always had a way out. Then one of the brothers standing there, he was just as perplexed. Just as perplexed, if not more. You know what he said? He said, look man, forget all that. He said, what do you say about Abdullah bin Mas'ud and Abu Bakr and Uthman, and what do you say about them? You know what he said? I don't know nothing about them. All I know is Abu Hanifa. Subhanallah. But then I tell Abu Hanifa, he told me he's the only Hanafi scholar. You see, you can't win. So just say, you know what? Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Ala kullin, this is the reality of the people of innovation, is that they may make a claim, but at the end of the day, the reality is what? Is that they don't follow the Kitab and the Sunnah as understood by the Salaf. they bring other understandings and false ideologies and the like, and this is what they tread upon. Now, but this is not that which is intended. Now, what's intended is the meaning that Allah Ta'ala intended. That's what we believe in, that's what we follow. The meaning of the Prophet ﷺ intended, that's what we believe in, that's what we follow. Now, and how do we get a window into what was that true understanding? By looking back to those who were there when the verses were being revealed, and those whom the Prophet ﷺ made the statements to. Now, those who saw the actions of the Prophet ﷺ, because they understood best what was intended. And Allah Ta'ala has testified to that fact, and the Prophet ﷺ has testified to that fact. So there is no doubt that their way is correct, and their way is proven, and they are the most knowledgeable of this ummah. This is a command from Allah Ta'ala, a command from the Prophet ﷺ. It's clear as day. This is why the Shaykh Rabi', Hafidhullah Ta'ala, he says, As-Salafiyyah hiya min Allah. That the Salafiyyah, it is from Allah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وجزاكم الله خير.